Hi guys! Welcome to Ignite, Light Up Your Life. I'm your host Lacy. Today I'm going to talk to you about natural ways to help your anxiety. Before we get started, please be sure to like this video, share with your friends, and subscribe down below. As you know, most of us are stuck inside during the COVID-19 quarantine, and we are feeling the anxiety. Some of you might have lost your jobs or are on hold, not sure if there will be a job to go back to. Some of you are probably wondering how your family is doing in towns or states away, and that can be also stressful. With all these stressors and the regular stressors that we have to deal with in the world, like our job, a lot of us are working from home now, and we're learning new things, which is another stressor. Everybody has their kids at home. If you have children and you're having to homeschool them, that's another stressor. All these things can definitely cause anxiety. So if you are experiencing anxiety right now, you are not alone. I'm having an anxiety attack right now just trying to do this. Oh. All jokes aside, anxiety can be very problematic for those of us who experience these symptoms. It can cause symptoms that are, look at me right now, I'm even still having anxiety. I currently have dry mouth, which is a symptom of anxiety. My heart is racing, which is a symptom of anxiety. I have tightness in my chest. I have trouble speaking, aphasia. I will later have an insomnia, wondering if I did this video correctly. So these are all symptoms of anxiety. Of course, this is not a severe anxiety attack, but you are seeing me currently having some anxiety. So symptoms of a severe anxiety attack would be like hyperventilating, or like full-blown panic, excessive sweating. They have digestive disturbances. They even get headaches from time to time. So in addition to those physical symptoms, those of us who experience anxiety often have a feeling of impending doom. Doom! I know, doom, 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 the doom song. I was singing the doom song in my head from Invader Zim, for those of you who like that sort of thing. So this type of anxiety can actually contribute to social issues. Who would have thought that? And it can include things like a lack of trust, which lead to isolating and not communicating, and issues within your interpersonal relationships. And in the end result of that, it can make for a lack of support, and that means people don't reach out. Now, I have a great support system and I'm really good at communication, but some people really aren't, especially if it's coupled with depression. Depression and anxiety can kind of ping pong off one another. And anxiety can be produced by biological factors in addition to those external factors. Stress management is essential for anxiety regulation. If you include daily meditation, some breathing, or a yoga routine, I really love to do chants in the shower, and I do my yoga in the morning and some breathing. And that can help let go of daily stressors and help you to have a mental reset. I would advise meditating for at least 10 minutes a day, 10 to 20 minutes, 40 is optimal. Doing that yoga, doing that breathing, getting that mindfulness, clearing your mind of anything that might be bothering you or anything at all. So things like meditation, yoga, just breathing techniques, sitting under a tree and listening to the birds, listening to the cars go by, just being with yourself and just practicing the art of not thinking is a great way to reset and rejuvenate. So there are other things that you can do in your daily life that can help you with reducing the external stressors, in addition to reducing stress, and that is reduce your caffeine intake and your pharmaceutical or your herbal stimulants. These can play a large role in causing anxiety, as they are ramping you up, and they can cause more nervousness and systemic effects that exacerbate the anxiety. As always, you guys know that I'm a big fan of nutrition, so your diet is going to play a big part in healing your mental health and getting rid of that anxiety, at least lessening it a bit. It plays a huge role because it is an anchor point for you in embarking on your journey to wellness. Eating a whole foods diet with minimally processed foods and very little sugar and very little caffeine, and the elimination of potential food intolerances or allergies can make a really big difference in the outcome of your mental health management. And it can really make a big difference in your overall wellness. The overall state of your health actually starts in your gastrointestinal system. It begins in the gut. Your immune system is your gut. Is a combination of your gut and your lymphatic system. Your bacteria that resides in your intestines perform essential functions. This bacteria provides essential inflammatory mediators, nutrients, vitamins, and other things that help to regulate the gut-brain axis. So what the gut-brain axis is a communication between the brain and the central and enteric nervous system. It's linking the emotional and cognitive centers of the brain with your gastrointestinal functions. So what does that mean exactly? That means that the bacteria in your intestine is communicating with your brain, essentially, by sending it signals through the immune system, which again is the gut. It travels through the nervous system and the endocrine system to communicate with your brain to help release neurotransmitters. If your flora is out of balance, chances are your emotions are going to be out of balance as well. So what can we do about this? Again, we need to pay attention to our nutrition. We need to identify any food intolerances or food allergies, and eliminating them can help to eliminate not only digestive issues, lymphatic issues. They can also lead to bacterial overgrowth, which is also known as SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Now, this is an overgrowth of sometimes good and sometimes bad bacteria. Sometimes good bacteria, when there's too much bacterial overgrowth, can be a problem, and it can lead to things like bloating, poop problems, mental health issues, fatigue, a lot of fatigue issues. It's usually not diagnosed by traditional medical doctors. This is something that you would usually go to a naturopathic physician for. They have test kits by Genova Diagnostics for a breath test to test your breath to see if you have any of the gases that those flora that the bacteria emits. That will test that. And then you would get rid of the bad bacteria, and then once that is complete, you would replenish with good bacteria and a high-powered good probiotic, a high-quality probiotic. And that's really important when you are dealing with your gut health. When choosing a probiotic, is making sure that it's high quality. And a lot of those high-quality supplements are not sold in the stores. They're usually specialty that you have to get online. Online. And if you need a link to something, I can provide that in the comments below. Once you've identified your food intolerances and your allergies, eliminate those out of your diet and make sure to replenish your diet with good whole foods and leafy greens and lots of water, and reduce that sugar intake, reduce your sodium intake if you're having anxiety. You want to make sure to get rid of caffeine or reduce your caffeine intake and regulate that, and get rid of alcohol, refined carbohydrates, and again have a nutrient-dense whole foods diet. That is going to be your anchor, and that is going to help everything. And in addition to that, of course, I'm going to provide you with some lifestyle and supplement suggestions to help with that anxiety. But that is always number one, and I'm always going to tell you that. I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but diet is really important. So if you need help with that, you can always reach out to me. I do health and wellness coaching. I will drop a link in the comments below to my calendar. So in addition to a nutrient-dense whole foods diet, your lifestyle is very important for managing your mental wellness. Having a routine is pivotal for those who suffer with mental health issues. You need to identify those negative thinking and acting patterns and write them down. Write down those negative patterns that you have so that you can identify them and take the steps necessary to getting rid of those. A way to get rid of those negative thinking patterns is to start your day by listening to positive affirmations. I like to listen to motivational speakers and self-developmental speakers on YouTube. That really helps me. People like Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, Project Life Mastery. Those are all really wonderful channels that help me to start my day and help me get my mind right, because that first part of your day sets you up, and it sets you up for what the rest of your day is going to be like. So it's really important to have good influences, good positive influences coming into your mind, and that you can reset. So you're going to want to start your day with a planned routine. I would advise journaling and dumping out anything that you might be anxious about or worrying about. You can also do that at the end of your day. I like to dump everything at the end of the day that I'm thinking into my planner. If I'm worried about something, worry is something that does keep me up at night, and I've learned to write that all down. And so I write that down in my journal and my planner, and I just get rid of it before bed. And if you're worried about something, just write it down, and write down action steps to fixing whatever it is you're worried about, if you can fix it. So you're going to want to identify those negative thinking patterns, and you're going to want to have a routine, and you're going to want to start journaling, and of course you're going to want to exercise and move your body. If you're not moving your body, you can't have a proper change in state. The way to get out of anxiety or depression is to change your state. And medication, pharmaceuticals, those change your state through affecting your neurotransmitters. Exercise does the same thing. So get out and get your exercise. That is one thing that we can do while we are on this quarantine, is we are allowed to go out and walk our dogs and exercise and keep your social distance. So give this time to yourself to reset, create a routine, get some exercise going, have a good diet plan, nutrition plan going, make a schedule of what you're going to eat through the week, and make yourself a shopping list. Set some goals, set some action steps to take for meeting those goals, and that is really going to help you with your anxiety levels, because you're not going to be worried all the time. Write it down, capture that stuff. So time management is really important. It's really important, and is a really effective way to reduce those stressors. If it provides stability, and it ensures that you are including self-care. If you are making a routine for yourself and managing your time, and you include self-care in that, it's very, very important for people who are struggling with their mental health. The ability to manage your self-care can enhance your self-esteem, your communication, your relationships, the ability to follow through, the ability to do a good job. In turn, all of your relationships and everything in your life, should improve if you learn proper time management and routine management and nutrition management. You're managing your life. Management is a new skill that you need to incorporate in your life. You need to manage it. This can help with your sleep too. Sleep is huge when battling mental health, anxiety, depression. Sleep is huge. and so you want to have good sleep hygiene. Time management can help with that, by planning a routine and having a time that you wind down and you stop using your devices for the night, and you write all your worries down and you plan for your next day. Make sure that you're preparing yourself for tomorrow, that you're thinking of your future self. You want to think of your future self, that they will thank you later. It can be so simple as, making a schedule for tomorrow, or recording your anxiety or your worry, just to help you sleep at night, So make sure that you capture that information and you can review it the next day and move on and keep going every day. So in addition to all those lifestyle and nutrition changes, I did promise some information on supplements and herbs. Now, again, I'm going to give that disclaimer I always give. Please consult your primary care physician before taking supplements, herbs, or nutraceuticals. So if you are struggling with anxiety, chances are that you might have an omega deficiency or a vitamin D deficiency. It has clinically been proven that low levels of vitamin D and low levels of omegas do contribute to anxiety and depression. So you're going to want to make sure that you're taking or eating fish. Eating fish, high quality fish, three to four times a week is sufficient. You can also take an omega supplement or a flax supplement, like Barleans, if you are vegan or vegetarian. Those are available online. I have those in my dispensary as well. You'll want to take a high potency multivitamin, which includes methylated B12, B complex, and 2,000 IUs of vitamin D. Your fish oil, you're going to want to take 1,000 to 3,000 milligrams per day. You're going to want to make sure that you're getting enough magnesium. If you're craving chocolate, that chances are that you need to take some magnesium. I really like the Calms magnesium drinks and the gummies. Those are wonderful, and those help with your central nervous system, and they're also really helpful for muscle rejuvenation after exercise. So that's going to be something that you'll want to take as well. And they've been proven to help with anxiety or depression. These supplements, you'll always want to make sure that you're taking a high quality, because things like the omegas can be manufactured incorrectly with a lot of fillers, and so don't get them from Walmart. Make sure that you're getting a high quality omega supplement, because a lot of those supplements have a lot of fillers that are pretty nasty, and you're not actually getting the levels that they're promising on the bottle there. So you'll also want to make sure that you are taking proper levels of methylated folic acid, especially if you're pregnant or trying to get pregnant. Try getting a 23andMe or going to your doctor and checking to see if you have a genetic mutation like MTHFR that can contribute to depression and anxiety. If you want more information about that, shoot me an email and I can help direct you. I will be covering that more in the future. That's a pretty huge topic. So the next thing I'm going to talk about are herbs. I really love herbs, and I'm going to do a whole series on herbs in due time. We only have so much time in the day. But herbs are a really wonderful thing to use for anxiety. Please be sure again to consult your physician, and if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, you're going to want to talk to your primary care physician, and most of these you're probably not going to want to do. So my favorite herbs, my favorite herbs for anxiety include lemon balm. It's really easy to grow, and it's really great for cold and flu season as well. It's a great herb, a broad spectrum herb that you can use as a tea, a tincture. You can use it in your salad. It tastes really good. It's a great herb to have on hand, and it's really awesome when combined with ginseng and passion flower. As a tincture, or a tea. It's really great for anxiety. I really like to combine ginseng with licorice root. That's really great for resetting the adrenals, which have a lot to do with stress, which have everything to do with stress. And then I love rhodiola, same thing. It's really great for stress reduction, and And when you combine that with ashwagandha, that's also a great stress reducer, and those are really great for, hormones as well. Passion flower and lavender extract. Now, you don't want to take lavender extract like the essential oil. They have some really great, from Integrative Therapeutics, there is a supplement called Lavela, and it is a really wonderful little pearl. It's a pearl of lavender, and you just pop it when you're feeling anxious, and it's kind of like a Bach flower remedy, like rescue remedy, for those of you who know what that is. It's like a breath of fresh air, and you have lavender burps with it. I really love it. I'll post a link to that in the comments below as well. That's actually one of my favorite things to use for anxiety, is the Lavela. That's instant for me. It's really quick and it's wonderful. So that one is great. Valerian root is great. Holy basil, chamomile, kava kava. I love kava kava. And saffron. These are all really good as tinctures, encapsulated infusions, teas. Now, kava kava is a little bit different. Most people didn't know that kava kava should actually be used as a cold brew. It's one of my favorite remedies because it's a really quick, like, you can take a shot of cold kava kava, and it's a really instantly calming and kind of mouth numbing and kind of numbing herb, kind of I don't know, kind of funky and like fresh. It's really fresh and kind of just numbs you out for a minute. But it shouldn't be taken if you have a liver condition or a heart condition. It could be kind of hard on the liver, so you don't want to take it continuously. You want to take it, intermittently. It's not something to be taken every day. And if you are taking any sort of medications, you're not going to want to take the kava, especially like a benzo or sleeping pills, as they can increase the effects of those and make it even worse. And if you have Parkinson's, you should definitely not be taking kava kava, as it can interact with your medications. Pardon me. So saffron is a really interesting herb too. Saffron's an herb that has been recently clinically researched and indicated and proven at a dose of 30 milligrams to be effective similarly to Prozac in the treatment of mild depression and anxiety. So I thought that was really interesting, and we used to, when I worked at the clinic, they used that quite a bit as well. People didn't want to take a pharmaceutical, and it had a lot of success. It was pretty cool. It's pretty expensive, but it does work. So what's it worth to you, I suppose? So if you're looking for an alternative to pharmaceutical intervention, saffron can be worth a try. You'll want to, again, contact your naturopathic physician before embarking upon any of those. So rescue remedy, Bach flower remedy, is a really good, broad spectrum, very, very safe remedy that you can even give to your dog. They have pet remedies, pet rescue remedy. So these are flower essences, actually. These are flower essences, Bach flower essences, that can help to relieve anxiety and help give you that calm feeling. I'll cover that in the future as well. Another one of the Bach flower essences that you can use just alone would be aspen. That is a really great one for anxiety, that is indicated for anxiety. Next would be the essential oils. I love essential oils, but please do not take them internally. Do not take them internally. Just don't. I don't care what anybody tells you. Just don't do it. So essential oils that are helpful for anxiety, you can use them in your diffuser, you can use them in an inhaler, you can do a steam, you can put them in your bath. I love putting them in my bath. It's a great way to do it. Great way to set the tone for you to relax. Basil, bergamot, cedarwood, cypress, hyssop, lavender, lemon balm, rose, orange, and marjoram, chamomile are all really great for anxiety. I'll post my favorite aromatherapy blend below in the description there. Using essential oils is a great way to, like I said before, set the tone. Create a ritual of it. Smell unlocks your memories. So if you do this ritualistically, every time you get anxiety and you put a little, get a roller of doTERRA has great like anxiety blends, so does Young Living, or you can make your own. Put it in a rolling ball roller and roll it on your wrist there, and then smell it, or you can even inhale it, or you can diffuse it. Just create an ambiance around yourself of calm, and smell unlocks memories. So if you do this every time you have an anxiety attack or anxiety just pops up, it will help you to go to a calmer state and go to a place that's safe for you. So that's a really great way. Smell unlocks memories. That's why essential oils are so wonderful. That's one of the reasons that they're so wonderful. I love essential oils. I love herbs, just raw, like tinctures even more. I think they're very useful. I use tinctures continuously in my everyday life, more than anything, really. They're easy, they're cheap, you can make your own. I love them. So other other helpful supplements for anxiety include things like GABA, 5-HTP, L-theanine, which is found in green tea, and probiotics, like we discussed before. Now, if you're taking medications, you're not going to want to take GABA or 5-HTP or the L-theanine without first consulting your physician, as they can be interfering. They're really good though. GABA is one of my favorites for sleep and relaxation, and it really helps to calm the central nervous system. It has been really helpful for me in regulation of some. I have some nerve issues in my foot, and so it has been really helpful in regulating my nerve pain, which is great. So GABA has been really helpful for my sleep as well, and then 5-HTP I've used in the past has been helpful for my sleep. There's some herbal formulas out there. One is called Emotional Wellness by Pure Encapsulations. That's a really great broad spectrum formula that I love to use when I can once in a while when I can afford it, to help give me a boost. But truth be told, I haven't used anything like GABA. Well, I do use GABA actually. I haven't used anything like 5-HTP or blended herbs for depression or mood for about a year now, because I'm actually taking Wellbutrin for depression, because I had some pretty serious depression going on from some trauma and some loss. So yeah, I needed something a little stronger, and sometimes you do, and that's why this is integrative wellness, right? This is integrative. So if you need that little extra support, that's okay. It's okay to need extra support, but make sure that you're doing your nutrition, your lifestyle, your routine, your journaling. Make sure you're doing all those things in addition to that. You don't want to just, take a pill and that's it. It's never going to be that's it if you're just going to take a pill. Don't do that. That's not helpful. So, another note on probiotics I didn't mention before. If you're taking a probiotic and you're getting bloated, it could be that you have you have SIBO, bacterial overgrowth, or the probiotic could actually have dairy in it, which in some cases, if you are allergic or intolerant to dairy, can cause bloating. So you might want to check that if you're experiencing that, and make sure that you get a probiotic that doesn't have dairy. Probiotic that I really like is Innate Flora. It's just by Innate. It's called Flora 2014. I also really like Metagenics Ultra Flora. And so thinking outside the box, Animals are a really great way to calm anxiety. If you have a companion animal or a dog or a cat or something, that you can change your state by engaging in activity with them, then that's another really great way to change your state and get into a place of love rather than fear. Music, art, any theater, anything like that, reading, anything like that is a great way to change your state and redirect your focus. Ways that you can combat anxiety include redirecting your attention to something else. You can change your state. Change your state. That's what this is all about, is changing your state. Tony Robbins is always preaching this. So changing your state, implementing those structured routines, having good nutrition. These are the cornerstones of lasting mental wellness. Your body, getting outside and exercise, socializing, engaging in things that you love, having a routine, making sure to have good nutrition, and engaging in healthy daily rituals can help to make all the difference in the change of your mental state. And it is required. It is required to have that breakthrough if you're struggling. Absolutely required. And during this time, if you have lost your job, or you are, even if you haven't lost your job and you're an essential worker, use this time of reset to make the change, make the breakthrough, to level up. Use this time to level up, even if you're struggling, even if you're scared. I'm scared too, I lost my job. I'm scared too, but we can do this. We can do this. Don't give in to that fear and that anxiety. It's easier. It is easier to give in to the fear and the anxiety than to do something about it. And that is why anxiety is so prevalent, because it is always easier to take the route that we are familiar with. And that's to just kind of let go and do whatever, and that causes anxiety. So we want to make sure to be present, show up, make sure that we have those routines, make sure that we have those good rituals, make sure that we're having good nutrition, and make the choice to implement these things. You have to make the choice. So with that, that's my spiel for the day on anxiety. If you need any more information, please feel free to shoot me a message, or write a question down in the comments below. I'll answer all questions and all comments. But it's up to you. It is up to you to make the changes. And if you're suffering from anxiety, if you're suffering from depression, I feel you. I hear you. You are not alone. You are not alone, and it's okay. But it's time to make that change. It's time to choose yourself. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. It only matters what you are doing. With that, I will bid you adieu for this week, and I hope that you found this informative and inspiring. Please leave comments below and questions. Subscribe to my channel and share with your friends. Stay safe out there.